Hello and welcome to my first devlog for my new game Hexapol War, on which I've been working on for the past week. In this game you can play against your friends in battles that can take place for weeks or just a few minutes depending on how much time you have. I always wanted to make a game that can go on for weeks, like World War II Online, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2005 version, or Ravenfield. Those games let you feel like you have a big impact on the game, other than Call of Duty, where you play around for 10 to 20 minutes and start all over again after the match ended. In Ravenfield, you can buy more weapons or vehicles after the match ended, which you can use for the next missions. And in World War II Online, you can fight on a huge map where you can walk to wherever you want. And the mission is to capture the whole map by attacking the cities and capturing them. And in Battlefront 2, I'm talking about the 2005 version, you have the same things as in Ravenfield, but with stars and space fights, but less upgrades to buy. So yeah, that are the things that Hexapol War will be based on. So how will it work? At first you can choose if you want to play online against your friends or a bot. Then you can define the size of the map depending on how long you want to play. This will be the mission field, where you have to capture everything to win. Now you can click on a field that you want to go to. And if you are near an enemy's field, you can attack it and start a minigame, where you have to play against the enemy. In this game you battle the enemy in a tank, where you have to defeat the enemy by shooting him 3 times. Now, if you win, you capture the field that you've attacked. But if you lose, the enemy gets your field. I hope you now have an idea on how the game will look like. Then let's go and start with real devlog. The first thing I did was adding the game map, because I wanted to test if this feels nice for this kind of game. My first idea was to make a hexagon grid, but I had some problems, or rather I didn't like the look of it. So I looked up other geometries of a grid-based game. I really liked the idea of it being a planet. But I'm still in the prototyping phase of my game, so that's a thing for a later devlog. But eventually I went with the hexagon-shaped hexagon grid. And for that I looked up a paper, or rather a tutorial, on different ways to spawn a hexagon grid that solved all my problems. If you want to read it yourself, I'll put a link in the description down below. The next step was to program the troop movement system. For that you get a random tile assigned on the start of the game. And from there you will start capturing and attacking the game field. I added highlights to see the places the player can go. The tile you selected will be raised up a bit, so you can better see which tile you selected. After I got that done, I wanted to start working on a minigame. It took me 2 or 3 days to come up with an idea that makes up for a good game, or at least one that makes fun. The game I came up with is a top-down tank shooter, where you play against the other player. If you play offline, this will be a wave-based shooter, where you have to survive for a set amount of waves. At first I added the wave-based system to test the player movement, and it actually makes a lot of fun to play. After I got that, I used Mirror to add multiplayer to my game. You can find a link to Mirror in the description below. At first it was straightforward, but then I wanted to network the player's turret rotation, and this took me almost 10 hours to figure out, because there was no good tutorial on this for the newer Mirror framework. But eventually my friend Marga helped me with that, and it is as easy as adding one more component to the player and passing in the turret object. Anyways, huge thanks to Marga for helping me with this. Now, after 1 week of development, I already have a working prototype where you can play online against your friends. So that's it for the first devlog of Hexapol War. Thanks for watching till the end, and I hope you enjoyed watching. And if you did, please like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot. So I see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!